There's a reason why we're playing that music, because we've got some good news coming up here. The good news of the day with J.D. Sharp in regards to President Donald Trump. And the good news of the day is sponsored by Cashola.io. Did you know you can get paid just by watching and clicking on ads? That is good news. So go to Cashola.io where you can get paid to play. This is the segment of the show where we give JD an opportunity to give his take of Donald Trump's positive news of the day. So JD, take her away.
So there has been something that's been going on, not only in specific companies, but also honestly the federal government. It's called critical race theory. And what critical race theory is, it basically alleges that the United States is an inherently racist or evil country, and that every single Caucasian person in the United States is racist. And Donald Trump, which obviously is completely ridiculous. Obviously, there are cases of individual racism, and we've discussed those ad nauseum. But the country itself is not racist. Capitalism is not racist, and the United States was not built on the idea of racism. This is kind of an extension to the 1619 Project that I discussed last week. Donald Trump made he made a tweet last week that said that this is going to be stopped, and it has been stopped. And now the federal agencies that were forcing their employees to learn this critical race theory, which teaches them that the country is racist and white people in general are racist in the United States, it will no longer be taking place. It has been completely banned. It has been completely abolished. And I think that is very pro-American. I wouldn't say it's so much pro-Trump. I'm glad that he got it done, but it's very good for the future of the country. The last thing we need is every single federal employee believing that just because they are Caucasian that they are inherently racist. And that is my good news of the day.
That's it. That was really short.
Yep, 2 minutes.
That's all the good news that you have.
That's this particular part of good news.
Boy, I mean, I was giving you a platform.
Yeah, that's fine. A couple minutes. That's it.
Only a minute and a half of good news. I could do 3 hours a day of bad news and negative.
I'm sure you could.
2 minutes.
I wanted to be very, very specific, which it was.
That's exactly right.
Now, you want me to do 4 or 5 things in one day? I can do that, but it'll be 7-8 minute segment. So that's up to you.
Well,
Brian.
I mean, I gave you the floor. You're now giving me an opportunity to rebut everything you said.
And I took the floor.
I mean, you're giving me an opportunity to rebut.
You're more than welcome to.
Well,
you're afraid to, though.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
because I'm definitely afraid to disagree with you in debate.
No,
you're right. That must be what it is.
You can debate with me. You can disagree with me, but do you really want to disagree with what I just said? How is that a bad thing for the United States? If every single federal agent or federal employee in the United States is being taught that the country is racist, and that if you are white, that you are inherently racist because of specific things.
But what you're saying is not true.
No, that's what critical race theory is.
Okay, but that's not what people are doing. That's
what was being taught.
But JD, that's not what reasonable people are doing. Are there some radicals out there that think everybody who is white is racist? Sure, I have no doubt. Just like there are radical white supremacists out there. There are going to be radicals in society. But the majority of the people, and those are the people that I focus on, like the majority of the people. Hold on a second, let me finish. The majority of the people that are protesting in the Black Lives Matter movement are not bad people. The majority
I'm not
of the people.
saying they are, Brian.
Okay, but hold on.
At all.
Okay, let me finish.
That has nothing to do with what I just said, actually.
The majority of the people that are protesting throughout the country want equality. They're not setting things on fire. They're not calling white people crackers, and they don't think that all police officers are bad. And I think it's very important. It's very, very important that when people talk about BLM and they criticize BLM, that they understand that there are many people out there that are peaceful protesters. They're not violent people. There are many people out there that are doing things for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. That's very, very important.
Here, Brian, put it this way. If Black Lives Matter, if looting and rioting and arson and vandalism, and if Black Lives Matter focused on the black on black, and not just black on black, but just the inner city crime that's taking place and the death of people like David Dorn, if all that happened and none of the looting and the arson and the vandalism and the rioting took place, I would donate money to Black Lives Matter, because I fully believe that Black Lives Matter. I would have no issue whatsoever with Black Lives Matter. And I'm sure that probably 99% of our listeners that right now have a huge issue with Black Lives Matter would also have no issue with Black Lives Matter, Brian.
Okay, so that's impossible.
It's not.
That's impossible.
It's not the fact. It's not the idea that Black lives don't matter. It's what has come along with these protests.
Okay, so
that's the main issue here, Brian. And critical race theory, what it teaches is that the country is inherently racist, and if you are white, you are guilty of racism, whether it's intended or not, and that is a problem. And we do not need our federal agents, our not agents, but our federal employees being taught those things, and that will not take place anymore.
Okay, so like I said, the majority of people do not think that way, and the majority of people are not putting pressures on others to think that way. Again, when you have millions of people that are for a cause, there's going to be a small percentage of those millions of people that are going to do bad things. I don't care what the color of your skin is. I don't care what the cause of it is. It is impossible to say, well, for all you millions of people out there that are protesting, I don't want one person that's going to loot or riot. It's just impossible. There's going to be a small percentage of people that are going to do that. Black Lives Matter was formed not to discuss black on black crime. That is not why they formed. You can agree or disagree with that. That's fine. But what they are doing is they are asking for equality, particularly in this instance when it comes to police brutality. But we got to take a break and we have to move on. And we will continue this conversation. Coming up in hour number 3, a local Chicago radio host has been fired for what some people would call misogynistic comments. I tend to agree with them.